Good morning. Welcome back to SilkieFarms. I'm Robert. Today we're going to be doing oil change on my Ram 2500. And here's some of the things that we'll need. We have our oil, 10W30, heavy duty diesel oil, funnel. That little tool right there is to remove the oil filter. I'll put the new oil filter back in because it is a pain to get out, because you have to bring it down and then turn it and bring it out over the tire. So that makes it somewhat of a pain. So we got 3 gallons of oil, 12 quarts. Got my oil filter, my 2 fuel filters. I know what you're saying, that doesn't look like what goes in these trucks, but I have made a little modification to the rear fuel filter to facilitate those 2 filters versus the factory OEM filters. I got my gloves, a 3/8" ratchet, and my oil filter pliers, which also work with the fuel filters. We also need our oil catch basin for draining the oil. Also got one here for the diesel fuel to drain the filter before you remove it. And I've got a splash guard here that will go here somewhere. There we go. Goes in there like that, so that when the oil comes out, it's not splashing everywhere, because it comes out pretty quick. I've already heated the truck up. I ran the engine for about 10 minutes to heat the oil up, so now it's time to drain it. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but a few things that you have to do. Open up your oil filler cap, just so you get airflow so that it drains quicker. One thing to note is when you drain the oil, Ram recommends in their maintenance manual that you let the oil drain for 30 minutes, a minimum of 30 minutes. So while the oil's draining, we'll change out the fuel filters and oil filter and that kind of stuff. What we'll do is, when I get ready to do the fuel filters, both of them are in the back, I'll show you that setup. And if I can find it, because I bought this a long time ago, I got tired of rounding off the plastic nut that's on the bottom of the OEM fuel filter container, because it's a filter and then a cartridge type filter. So I swapped it out to the canisters. One thing that is nice about these is the fact that the oil drain plug is straight down. This requires a 3/8" ratchet to loosen it up and tighten it back up. And we'll get that started here in a second. I won't bore you with all the details. I'm not sure how well you can see it because it's dark. This is the oil filter right here, and it has to be loosened up, brought down, then turn the top over this way to get it back out. Whoop. So that's what that other little tool's for. When you drop it down, you put this on top of it, screw it into the oil filter, and then you can pick it up and turn it and pull it out without spilling oil everywhere. I just got this one on Amazon. There's a bunch of different places you can get it. It's made out of aluminum. Somewhere between $10 and $15. Well worth the money. Here's what it looks like when you have it connected to the oil filter. It screws into the top. You can pick it up, turn it sideways, and pull it right out. All right, so there's the setup for the fuel filters. Replace the OEM setup with that aluminum block that holds the water separator and the main filter. See if I can get a better shot of it somewhere. It's kind of hard up under here. It is there. See if I can get up here. Get a little better shot. On the side over there is where your fuel lines come in and your return line goes, or the fuel line coming in from the tank, and then the line going to the front. Just mounts in the factory location. And yes, that is right above the drive shaft. Well, here we are. It's been over 30 minutes since we drained it. And if you're observant, you will notice that I'm wearing a different shirt. Mainly because I guess I wanted to take a bath in diesel, changing fuel filters. Hey, if you've made it this far in the video, do me a favor. Comment, like, and subscribe. It helps us out. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's currently August. Not doing so well. So, bring up some controversy. When you change your oil filter, do you pre-fill or not pre-fill? I'm a not pre-fill kind of guy. But that's just me. I'm not really into product placement. But that's the oil I use. AMSOIL 1030. 10W30. Wow. House needs painting. Grass needs mowing. Where's he at? Let me if you know. Let me know. Let me if you know. Let me if you know. Let me know if you know where that reference is from. Alright. I won't bore you with me pouring oil in, because you'll probably say I did it wrong anyway. But let's get this oil poured in. Alright, so now we need to prime the fuel filters and get the fuel line primed back up to the pump again. So we go to run without starting the vehicle. Listen for that fuel pump. We'll do this about 5 times. Let's see if we can crank it. There we go. Now I'll go check it for leaks. Let the oil get up to temperature. Let it cool down, then we'll check the oil level. As you can see here, according to the gauge, we were at 39% of oil life left. I'm going to reset that. Oh yeah, it has to be off with ignition and run. Well, let's do that. We are in run. Life 100%. Reset. Let's go over and look. Fuel filter. Imagine we have to do the same thing. Let me hold the button to it. It says, oh no, it's gonna let us do it. There we are. Fuel filters, 99%. All reset. Now you may ask me why I still had 39% left, roughly 40% of oil life left. But this thing goes at about every 15,000 miles. and I have roughly 7,500 miles since the last oil change, which is the interval that I like to change it at, between 7,000 and 8,000 miles. It's cheap insurance to make sure that that engine lasts as long as it can. That's it for the oil change on the Ram 2500. Getting ready to take a road trip, so I wanted to make sure it got done before we left. On that note, I'd like to take a minute to say hi to Jane, Daisy, Eden, and Galilee, my grandchildren. Love you girls. Have a great day and God bless. 3, 2, 1.